You'll never be independent, sweetheart. You're too broken for this world. My mother's words still echo in my head as I sit here, pen trembling in my hand, staring at the house papers spread across the lawyer's mahogany desk. I'm 24 years old, and according to my parents, I'm nothing but a burden wrapped in anxiety and failure. The office smells like old books and expensive cologne. Mr. Harrison, the estate lawyer, slides the documents closer to me. My parents sit across the table, arms crossed, wearing those smug smiles they've perfected over the years. The same smiles they wore when they told my school I was too unstable to graduate. The same smiles when they convinced my first employer I couldn't handle stress. "Sign it, and you'll have nothing," my father says coldly, adjusting his Rolex. "No family, no support, no future." My hand hovers over the signature line. This house, my grandmother's house, the only place I ever felt safe, is about to become mine. But there's a catch. There's always a catch with my parents. "She left it to you in the will," Mr. Harrison explains gently, his gray eyes kind behind wire-rimmed glasses. "But your parents are contesting it. They claim you're mentally unfit to manage property." Mentally unfit. Those words hit like a slap across my face. My mother leans forward, her perfectly manicured nails tapping the desk. Her voice drips with fake concern. "We're doing this for your own good, honey. You can barely take care of yourself. How will you manage a whole house? The bills? The maintenance? You'll lose everything within months," my father nods. "We're offering to take the property off your hands. We'll give you a small monthly allowance. Enough for an apartment. Supervised, of course." I look at the papers again. Grandma's handwriting is on a note attached to the will. "For my brave girl who deserves her own kingdom." The pen feels heavy in my hand. Outside the window, rain begins to fall. But what they don't know is what else Grandma left me. And it's not just a house. The rain pounds against the window like it's trying to break through. My mother's perfume suffocates the small office as she leans even closer, her voice dropping to that manipulative whisper she uses when she wants to sound caring. "Remember what happened last time you tried to live alone?" she says softly. "The panic attacks? The hospital visit? You called us crying at 3 a.m. My father clears his throat. "We had to take you back home. You couldn't even buy groceries without falling apart." The memory burns. I was 21, fresh out of college, trying to prove I could make it. But they showed up at my apartment every day, unannounced, uninvited. They told my landlord I was unstable. They called my boss with concerns. Within 3 months, I was back in their house, defeated. Mr. Harrison shifts uncomfortably in his leather chair. "Miss Cooper, the decision is entirely yours. Your grandmother's will is very clear." "Clear?" My mother laughs sharply. My mother was 87 and on medication. She wasn't thinking straight. "Mrs. Cooper, I assure you," Mr. Harrison begins. "Don't," my father interrupts, his voice hard as steel. "We know our daughter. We've protected her entire life. This house, that money, it'll destroy her." I stare at the papers. My grandmother's house. 3 bedrooms. A garden, a life. "What money?" I whisper. The room goes silent. My parents exchange a quick glance. Too quick. Mr. Harrison opens a folder. "Your grandmother's estate includes the house and a trust fund of $200,000. $200,000. My mother's face goes pale. "That's not... We weren't told about any trust fund." Mr. Harrison's expression doesn't change. "It was established 15 years ago, specifically for Miss Cooper, to be released upon receiving the house." My father stands abruptly. "This is ridiculous. She can't handle that kind of responsibility." But I'm not looking at him anymore. I'm looking at the second page Mr. Harrison just revealed. A page with my parents' signatures. From last month. Trying to transfer Grandma's assets to themselves before she died. "You tried to steal it," I breathe. My mother's hand shoots across the table, trying to snatch the document away. "That's not what it looks like." But Mr. Harrison is faster. He pulls the papers back, his professional mask slipping for just a second. I see disgust flash across his face. "Actually, Mrs. Cooper, it's exactly what it looks like," he says quietly. "You and your husband attempted to file for conservatorship over your mother while she was in hospice. You claimed she was mentally incompetent. We were protecting our inheritance, my father shouts, then freezes, realizing what he just said. The words hang in the air like poison gas. Protecting their inheritance. Not Grandma, not me. Their money. My mother recovers quickly, her face twisting into wounded innocence. Robert didn't mean that. We were trying to protect the family assets. Your grandmother was being influenced by those hospice nurses. They probably told her to cut us out. Mom, she cut you out because you didn't visit her for 2 years, I say, my voice stronger than I expected. I was there every weekend. I read to her. I held her hand while she died. You manipulated a dying woman, my mother hisses, and there it is. The real her. The mask finally cracking. Mr. Harrison stands. I think we need to take a break. Miss Cooper, would you like to speak with me privately? No, my father says firmly. She's still living under our roof. We have a right to be here. She's 24 years old, Mr. Cooper. She's an adult. An adult who can't function without us. My mother's voice rises to a shriek. Tell him about the medication, the therapy. The suicide attempt when she was 17. The suicide attempt. She throws it out like a weapon. Like ammunition. The thing I've been most ashamed of, now used as evidence of my weakness. The room spins. I grip the edge of the desk. That was 7 years ago, I whisper. You're the reason I tried. My mother gasps dramatically. How dare you, after everything we've sacrificed for you? Mr. Harrison's voice cuts through like a blade. Mrs. Cooper, I'm going to have to ask you to leave my office, now. We're not going anywhere without our daughter, my father growls. That's when the office door opens. A woman in a dark suit walks in, carrying a briefcase. Actually, she says calmly, you are. The woman moves with the kind of confidence that makes everyone in the room sit up straighter. She's maybe 40, with sharp eyes and an expression that says she's seen worse than my parents and won for breakfast. Who the hell are you? My father demands. Patricia Valdez. I'm the executor of Mrs. Eleanor Cooper's estate and a family law attorney. She sets her briefcase on the desk with a decisive thud. I'm also the person who's been investigating you both for the past 6 months. My mother's face drains of color. Investigating? Your mother knew what you were planning, Patricia says, looking directly at me with something like respect. She hired me 8 months before she passed. She wanted to make sure you'd be protected. Grandma knew. Even while dying, she was protecting me. Patricia opens her briefcase and pulls out a thick folder. Robert and Diane Cooper. Should we start with the financial abuse? You've been taking money from your daughter's bank account since she was 18. Roughly $47,000 over 6 years. That was for rent. My mother sputters. For food. For her therapy. Therapy she paid for herself with her part-time job at the library, Patricia counters smoothly. The therapy you told her insurance was covering. Meanwhile, you were charging her $900 a month to live in your basement. A basement, by the way, that doesn't meet legal habitability standards. I can't breathe. $900 a month. For a concrete room with a mini fridge and a mattress on the floor. We gave her a home. My father shouts. You gave her a prison, Patricia shoots back. Should I mention the GPS tracker you put on her phone? The way you contacted every employer she ever had with fabricated mental health concerns? The college applications you sabotaged? College applications. I never knew why I got rejected from every school except the community college 20 minutes from their house. You told them I was unstable? My voice cracks. My mother reaches for my hand. I pull away like she's made of fire. Sweetheart, we were trying to keep you close. To keep you safe, she pleads, tears forming. Perfect tears. Practice tears. You were keeping her dependent, Mr. Harrison says coldly. There's a term for this. It's called coercive control. Patricia nods. And it's abuse. Psychological, financial, and emotional abuse. My father points at me, his face red with rage. She's sick. She needs us. Without us, she'll end up homeless or dead. Without you, Patricia says quietly. She'll finally be free. The silence that follows is deafening. My parents stare at Patricia like she's just announced the end of the world. Maybe for them she has. I look down at my hands. They're shaking, but not from fear anymore. from rage, from years of swallowed words and buried truth finally clawing their way to the surface. I want them out, I say quietly. What? My mother's voice breaks. I want you out of this office, out of my life. My voice gets stronger with each word. I want you gone. My father slams his hand on the desk. You ungrateful little— Mr. Cooper, Patricia interrupts, her tone ice cold. I'd be very careful about your next words. I'm recording this conversation, and anything you say can and will be used in the restraining order Miss Cooper is going to file. Restraining order? My mother looks genuinely shocked now. Baby, you can't be serious. We're your parents. We love you. Love? The word tastes like poison in my mouth. You told my high school boyfriend I was crazy. He broke up with me the next day. You called the police on me when I stayed at a friend's house without telling you. I was 22 years old. You didn't answer your phone. My mother cries. Because I was finally happy. My voice cracks and I hate that I'm crying, but I can't stop. I was laughing with friends, feeling normal for one night, and you sent the cops to do a wellness check. You told them I was suicidal. They almost hospitalized me against my will. Mr. Harrison hands me a tissue. His hand is gentle on my shoulder. Patricia pulls out another document. Eleanor left detailed instructions. She documented every incident she witnessed. Every time you belittled your daughter. Every cruel comment. Every manipulation. My grandmother kept records. She saw everything. There's also a letter, Patricia continues, handing me an envelope. She wanted you to read it after they showed their true colors. My hands tremble as I take it. Grandma's handwriting on the front, for my warrior girl. My mother stands abruptly, chair scraping. This is insane. You're turning her against us. She's our daughter. She's not your property, Mr. Harrison says firmly. My father grabs my mother's arm. We're leaving. But this isn't over. We'll fight this in court. We'll prove she's incompetent. Good luck, Patricia says with a cold smile. I have 6 years of evidence showing she's been competent all along. You're the ones who've been lying. They storm toward the door, but my mother turns back one last time. You'll fail without us, she whispers. You'll come crawling back, begging for help, and we won't be there. The door slams behind them. The room feels bigger without them in it. Like I can finally breathe. Like the walls aren't closing in anymore. My hands won't stop shaking as I hold Grandma's letter. The envelope is worn, like she touched it many times before sealing it. Take your time, Patricia says gently, sitting down across from me. There's no rush. Mr. Harrison pours me a glass of water from a pitcher on his desk. I drink it without tasting it. My throat is raw from crying, from screaming, from finally saying the words I've kept locked inside for years. I open the envelope carefully. Grandma's handwriting fills 2 pages, wobbly but clear. My dearest girl, it begins. If you're reading this, it means you stood up to them. I'm so proud of you. Tears blur the words. I blink them away and keep reading. I watched them break you down piece by piece. I saw what they did, and I hated myself for not acting sooner. Your mother is my daughter and I love her, but she's sick in ways I couldn't fix. She sees you as competition, as something to control. Your father enables her because it's easier than standing up to her. My chest aches. Grandma knew. She always knew. I'm giving you the house because it's where you were happy. Remember the summers you spent with me? The garden we planted? The books we read on the porch? That's who you really are, not the broken girl they convinced you to be. I can't stop the sobs now. They come in waves, years of pain pouring out. Patricia hands me more tissues. She doesn't say anything. Just sits there, a steady presence. The trust fund is your freedom, Grandma's letter continues. Use it wisely. Go back to school, travel, find yourself. But most importantly, cut them off completely. They will try to come back. They will apologize and manipulate and guilt you. Don't let them. You deserve a life without their poison. The letter ends with, You are stronger than you know. You are braver than you believe. You are my greatest joy. Love always, Grandma. I fold the letter carefully and look up at Patricia. What happens now? She opens a file. Now, we make sure they can never hurt you again. I've prepared restraining order paperwork. Temporary for now, but we can make it permanent. Will it work? I ask. They're not going to just disappear. They will if they want to avoid criminal charges, Patricia says. The financial abuse alone is enough for prosecution. The psychological abuse, the coercive control, it's all documented. Mr. Harrison nods. Your grandmother was very thorough. There's something else, Patricia adds, pulling out another document. Your parents took out credit cards in your name when you were 19. Credit cards? My voice sounds hollow. What credit cards? Patricia slides the document across the desk. 3 credit cards. All maxed out. All in my name. Total debt, $32,000. They destroyed your credit, she says gently. That's why you couldn't get approved for an apartment. Why car loans kept getting denied. They made sure you'd always need them. The room tilts. I grip the edge of the desk, knuckles white. This is identity theft, Mr. Harrison says, his voice tight with anger. This is fraud. Can we prove it was them? I ask, though I already know the answer. Of course it was them. Patricia nods. The billing addresses all go to their house. The charges are for things you never bought. Luxury purchases, vacations, a boat for God's sake. A boat. They bought a boat with my stolen identity while I ate ramen noodles in their basement, believing I was the burden. They made me feel guilty for existing while they stole from me, I say, and the words come out like a scream. I know, Patricia says softly. And we're going to make them pay it all back. How? They'll just deny it. Let them deny it in court. I have bank statements, purchase records, even social media posts of your mother on that boat. Patricia's smile is sharp. They got sloppy. Criminals usually do. I think about all the times Mom complained about money, about how expensive I was, how much my medication cost, my therapy, my food. Meanwhile, they were living off my stolen credit. Your grandmother suspected this too, Mr. Harrison adds. That's why she hired Patricia. She wanted everything investigated before she passed. How long did Grandma know? I whisper. About a year before she died, Patricia answers. You visited her one afternoon and mentioned you couldn't understand why your credit application was denied. She started digging. Called me the next week. Grandma fought for me even while dying. While I held her hand and read her favorite poems, she was plotting my escape. There's a court date set for next month, Patricia continues. Civil case for the financial damages. I'm also filing a police report for the identity theft. That's criminal. They'll go to jail? Possibly. Depends on the prosecutor and if they agree to restitution. Patricia leans forward. But here's what matters right now. You need to sign these house papers. You need to claim what's yours. I look at the documents. The pen. My signature line. What if I fail? The question slips out before I can stop it. What if they're right? What if I can't do this alone? Mr. Harrison's voice is firm but kind. Miss Cooper, you've survived them for 24 years. You're stronger than you think. I pick up the pen. My hand steadies as I press it to the paper. The signature flows easier than I expected. My name, my future, my freedom. There, I breathe. It's done. Patricia smiles, genuine warmth in her eyes. Welcome to your new life. Mr. Harrison stamps the documents officially. The house is yours. Keys will be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow. 24 hours from now, I'll walk into Grandma's house as the owner. Not a guest. Not a visitor. The owner. What about my parents? I ask. Can they come after me? They can try, Patricia says. But the restraining order goes into effect today. They can't come within 500 feet of you or the property. If they violate it, they'll be arrested. They won't believe it's real, I say quietly. They'll think I'll back down. Then they'll learn the hard way. Patricia hands me her business card. Call me if they contact you. Any texts, calls, emails. Document everything. I slip the card into my pocket. My phone buzzes. A text from Mom. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. I show it to Patricia. She photographs it with her phone. Evidence. Keep them coming. Another text. We'll see how long you last without us. Then from Dad. The house will fall apart. You'll drown in bills. Come home before it's too late. Come home. Like their house was ever home. Like that basement prison was safety. Block their numbers, Patricia advises. But save the messages first. Send them to me. I forward the texts, then block both contacts. The relief is immediate. Like cutting chains. What about my stuff? I realize. My clothes, my books, everything's at their house. We'll arrange a police escort, Mr. Harrison says. Tomorrow afternoon. You'll get your belongings safely. Patricia stands, extending her hand. You did the hard part. You stood up. The rest is just paperwork and time. I shake her hand, feeling something strange. Something I haven't felt in years. Hope. Thank you, I whisper. For helping Grandma. For helping me. Your grandmother was a remarkable woman, Patricia says. She loved you fiercely. Honor that by living fully. They walk me to the door. The rain has stopped. Sunlight breaks through clouds. One more thing, Patricia calls as I reach the elevator. Your grandmother left a video message. For after you signed the papers. She hands me a USB drive. Watch it when you're ready, she says. But trust me, you'll want to be alone. The elevator doors close. I'm alone with my reflection in the polished metal. I look different. Older somehow, stronger. The girl who walked into that office is gone. I don't go back to their house. I can't, not yet. Instead, I take a taxi to Grandma's house. My house now. The key is hidden where it always was, under the third flower pot on the porch. The door opens with a familiar creak. Everything smells like her. Lavender and old books and home. I walk through the room slowly, touching the walls, the furniture, the memories. The kitchen where we baked cookies. The living room where we watched old movies. The garden visible through the back window, overgrown but still beautiful. My laptop is in my backpack. I set it up on Grandma's old oak table and insert the USB drive. A video file appears. I click it with trembling fingers. Grandma's face fills the screen. She looks tired but peaceful. This was recorded maybe a month before she died. Hello, my darling girl, she begins, and hearing her voice breaks something open inside me. If you're watching this, you did it. You signed the papers. You chose yourself. I press my hand to the screen like I could touch her. I know your parents told you that you're broken, incapable, weak, but I watched you grow up and I saw the truth. You're a survivor. Tears stream down my face. You survived their cruelty with your kindness intact. You survived their manipulation while staying honest. You survived their cage while dreaming of sky. Her eyes water. That's not weakness, sweetheart. That's strength. She pauses, taking a shaky breath. I'm sorry I didn't protect you sooner. I thought they'd change. I thought my daughter would remember how to love. I was wrong. Pain crosses her face. But I'm fixing it now. This house is yours. The money is yours. Your life is yours. I'm sobbing so hard I can barely see the screen. Live loudly, Grandma continues. Take up space. Be messy and wild and free. Fall down and get back up. Make mistakes. That's what life is. Not the perfect performance your parents demanded. She leans closer to the camera. And when they come back, because they will, remember this. You don't owe them anything. Not forgiveness. Not a relationship. Not even an explanation. You owe yourself peace. The video shows her reaching for something off-screen. When her hand returns, she's holding a small jewelry box. There's one more gift. Check the bedroom closet, top shelf, behind the hat box. I pause the video and run upstairs to the bedroom. My heart pounds as I reach into the closet, pushing aside the hat box. My fingers find a small wooden box. I carry it downstairs carefully like it might disappear. Inside is the jewelry box from the video, and a thick envelope. I open the envelope first. Inside are documents, lots of them. Medical records. My medical records. Records showing my therapy sessions were paid in full by insurance. Records showing my parents claimed I was severely mentally ill to get disability payments in my name. Payments they kept. Disability fraud, I whisper. Another crime to add to the list. There's also a letter from my old therapist, Dr. Chen, addressed to Grandma. Your granddaughter is one of the healthiest young women I've treated. Her only illness is her family. I open the jewelry box with shaking hands. Inside is Grandma's wedding ring and a key. A safe deposit box key. I return to the video. Grandma is smiling now. The key opens box 247 at First National Bank. Inside, you'll find more documentation, more evidence, and letters I wrote but never sent to your mother, explaining exactly what I saw and why I did what I did. She takes a deep breath. You're going to doubt yourself. Late at night, you'll wonder if you were too harsh. If you misunderstood. If they really loved you in their own way. Her voice gets firm. Don't. Trust what you know. Trust what you felt. Trust this old woman who sees you clearly. The video shows her standing, walking to her garden. The camera follows. I planted a magnolia tree the day you were born, she says, touching the bark. It was small and fragile, and everyone said it wouldn't survive our climate. But look at it now. The tree is massive, covered in blooms. You're like this tree. They tried to stunt your growth, but you reached for sunlight anyway. Now you have room to spread your roots. She faces the camera one last time. I love you more than words can say. I'm proud of who you are and who you'll become. Live well, my brave girl. Live free. The screen goes black. I sit in the silence, crying but not sad. Not anymore. My phone buzzes. A blocked number. They're trying to reach me from a different phone. I don't answer. Instead, I walk to the garden. Stand under the magnolia tree. Touch its strong trunk. I'm free, I say out loud to the sky, to Grandma, to myself. The wind picks up, scattering petals around me like snow. Tomorrow, I'll get my belongings with a police escort. Next week, I'll meet with prosecutors about pressing charges. Next month, I'll watch my parents face consequences for the first time in their lives. But today I stand in my garden, in my house, living my life, and it's enough.